Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Sacred Books of Britney Spears, Season 2. Okay, that's exciting. We're going to be talking about Her Holiness's Book 2. Oops, I Did It Again. And I don't know, I'm just really excited that we've made it this far. That we, 17 episodes already down, and here we are on Season 2. I don't know, I'm just excited. As always, we're joined by Bessie Jo.
Hi.
And John Wayne.
Greetings.
So I know we spoke, we finished off season 1 a month and a half ago-ish, and it felt good to wrap that up. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's summer been so far?
It's been wonderful. Pretty toasty. I think, John Wayne, are you eating jerky?
No, this is cat food.
Oh, so a lot has changed this summer.
I've had it pretty rough.
Things are getting. Are you still at the library?
Yeah, incredibly, yes.
And you're eating cat food now.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than regular food. You can buy it in bulk.
Are you struggling financially?
Yeah. Surprise, surprise, the library doesn't make a lot of money.
How does the library, that's a great, I don't know if we've talked about that. How do you make an income?
I guess late fees?
But nobody's renting books, so therefore...
And they don't bring them back, so...
Do you have a difficult time tracking people down to pay their late fees?
Yeah, I mean, we don't track them down. There's no way. I tried working with the local law enforcement, but they really don't care about that sort of thing. So,
well, they don't read.
Right. So it's definitely been hard because, what's that?
Well, I just find it hard to believe that cat food is cheaper than human food. Like cat treats are cheaper than jerky or something.
You think so? Not for what I found. I don't know.
Do you have a preference?
In what?
Of what kind of food? What cat food? Do you like it canned or dry?
I just buy the big dry food bags because it's just, like I said, it's just cheaper.
Yeah.
You can buy a big 20-pound bag. I don't know, like $20.
Do you feel malnourished in any way? Or do you feel like?
Oh yeah, for sure. My diet is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. You should see my BMs.
Wow.
Are they?
I don't want to get into that, but I just.
They're not little pellets that you have to like.
I don't want to get into that.
Well, first of all, cats don't poop out little pellets.
Oh, right.
They're not rabbits.
I was thinking rabbits.
I don't know. The animals I've been seeing nowadays, they might.
Okay, well, hey, everybody, if you're out there listening and you've got one of John Wayne's library's books, do him a favor, okay? Return them. He needs, and, make sure to bring, how can they pay for their late fees? What forms of tender do you accept?
I'll accept cat food at the moment.
Okay. Well, hey, everybody, you heard it here. Cat food.
Or money, or just cash.
Or cash. So, yeah, help a person out. You know what I mean? I mean, you got a guy here, although he doesn't look that dissatisfied.
With what?
Eating the cat food? I mean, you seem to be...
I'm obviously grown used to it, so, I mean, what do you...
Yeah.
I don't know any better at this moment.
So, everybody, help him out. Help a guy out.
I mean, obviously, I'd rather take real food. I just understand at this moment it's worth... It doesn't matter.
Are you still with your girlfriend?
Somehow, yeah.
And she makes a killer deviled egg. Is she not providing that for you?
Well, I try to live independently. I don't want to focus on, I don't want to live off of her.
Right.
Sure. But if she provided you with deviled eggs, would you turn your nose up at it?
No, I wouldn't. No.
You'd probably have to squeeze your nose, but, I don't know if you turn your nose up at it.
Why would you squeeze your nose?
Deviled eggs are stinky.
They stink. Yeah. Depending on the recipe. especially if you use pickles in the.
Do you like pickles?
I hate pickles.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
What is she? What is she eating? Is she also eating cat food with you?
No,
Okay.
she's tried
Sounds
it.
like.
She didn't like it.
Wait. So is she eating regular human food?
Yeah.
So you're eating cat food, so that way she. It sounds like we kind of have a top bottom bunk thing going on here again.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
We're not living together anymore.
oh,
Wait, she's not at the library?
No,
Oh,
she's back. She's back with at her own place. She got her own place.
gotcha. So wait, what's dating life like after you've lived together
and then
during
separate.
I was about
during
to
a
say. I
global
was about to say
pandemic?
better.
You think it's better?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a
Okay.
big library. If you needed space, you would have had your space.
Now I can just do whatever I want now.
Got it. Okay. And and Bessie, how are you doing? So
Bessie.
Bessie,
What?
how's yours? How have you been holding up?
Oh, it's been fabulous. I recently met a new boyfriend. I met him, and now we are together.
Whoa.
Wait.
Mhm.
What happened to the old boyfriend? The guy that you were living out wasn't he like he was a maintenance worker, right?
Yeah.
That was working at the church?
Yeah, it just didn't work out.
Okay.
He wasn't as his faith in Britney wasn't very strong.
Oh wow.
Nice.
You broke
Okay.
up them just because you guys didn't see life the same way.
I would say mutual breakup. I think
Okay.
he was starting to get. Actually, I say mutual, but he dumped me. I think my faith in Britney annoyed him because I would circle back to everything that happened in our lives. I would circle back to Our Holiness, and
Yeah.
you have to balance it out in conversation. You can't just bring up Britney all the time. I'm slowly learning, and I met someone new, and he has a moderate affliction for Britney, but I've made it my goal to not mention her too much,
Yeah.
even though I'm just trying to share a light that I have in my life.
How'd you guys meet?
Yeah, this is so embarrassing, but online.
Hmm.
Why is that embarrassing?
I don't know. I've never met anyone online before.
I don't
Okay.
think that's embarrassing. I think that's how most people meet nowadays.
I think you're right, especially during a global pandemic. Like that's the easiest way to connect with people. But I always took pride in how I met people and followed them and had our little meet cutes. And this one, I just happened to use technology, and it's still just as cute, but slightly embarrassing for me.
What service did you use for our listeners so they can try it out?
It's a faith-based app.
Okay.
Oh what?
Faith based?
Mm-hmm.
Like a wait.
It's
What?
called Britney Mingle.
Got it. Okay. And what can you expect to find on there?
People who have Britney in their lives and in their hearts. And I mean, to be quite honest, my new boyfriend is less vocal about it. That's why I'm a little more hush hush. But
Yeah.
we met there, so I think that's the cutest thing about our relationship is we met because of Britney.
Now, has he been to our church?
Oh no. He doesn't. He doesn't go to church.
Oh, interesting.
He practices privately,
Okay.
like almost
Well,
too private. Like sometimes he doesn't even let me come into his room while he's reading her books or I don't
like
know.
he's got the door locked and he won't let you in?
Yeah.
Do you hear any weird noises through the door?
I do, but I think he's just like speaking in tongues or something.
Got it. Okay.
Huh.
Interesting.
He's usually finished within like 5 to 10 minutes usually. So he's a really quick
Prayer?
worshiper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. Do you guys ever worship together?
No, he always says he has to go to the bathroom when I mention her.
Really? Okay.
And then he'll either go to the bathroom or go into his room and lock the door. But no
Right.
judgment. You private practice. That's fine. Anyway, so
Um,
things are going really well.
well, I look forward to meeting him if that would ever happen.
Yeah, I'll try to coerce him into coming into church one of these days, but he's a stubborn motherfucker. I don't know.
Well, if he's well, if he's important to you, that's what's important to me. I just your happiness is it's really important to me.
How's your summer been? I know we live in the same building, but
It's been, I gotta say, it's been challenging. I've realized I've actually had a lot of questions about my place because with so few people coming into the church, not even so few people coming into the church, it's not like we have people clamoring to come to the church. It's almost as if people are enjoying not having to come to church. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
Like,
guess right.
and so I've had to do some private thinking, where I have to go in and close the door, lock it, and, really spend some time by myself wondering about my place. So,
Yeah.
but we've had such positive feedback to this podcast that I feel like we're reaching a different audience. And so I still have hope and I still have faith, that what we're doing is important. So,
Thanks. I think
yeah.
so. It's because people are more
But
homebodies now. It doesn't mean that their faith has wavered.
true. Which is actually exciting because what I have been doing since we last recorded is really spending some time diving into this next book because I'm really excited because people don't realize that her first album, no one really knew what to expect. You know what I mean? She just sort of came out of nowhere with these words. But now with the second album, there was a lot of build-up. And people were wondering, oh, well, can she deliver? And I really think that she did. I think we're in for an exciting season because, our Britney is full of great messages, contradictions also,
Always.
but that's life, and that's, life imitates church.
I will say this is my favorite book that she provides.
Yeah. A lot of people say that.
Yeah.
So, John Wayne, have you heard what's your knowledge about this second book? Oops, I Did It Again.
Well, from what I've read about it, it was supposed to be like that's when I think she gained the most followers, not necessarily from her first one.
Mm-hmm.
Was from the second one because obviously, kind of like you said, no one really knew about her when she put out the first book. But by the second one, people are like, "Oh, I know who this is.
Yeah.
I'm into this." And then she just kind of like became like this national treasure during the second book.
Yeah. Global treasure. I mean, just really took the world by storm.
Yeah, I mean
Fast
they found her
aside.
books all over the world. Yeah.
Yeah. This next season, we're going to be diving into book 2, entitled Oops, I Did It Again. And chapter 1 is also titled Oops, I Did It Again. So yeah, Bessie, you said this is one of your favorite books.
Yes.
What are your memories of the first time you heard this chapter?
I remember when I first heard of this chapter, I immediately looked her up online and saw that during the time she was promoting this book and reading her works, performing her works to her followers, she had this fabulous skin tight red jumpsuit on. And that was my first realization that you can be fashionable and be a leader. And I looked up to her instantly. I only wore red for, I don't know, several months after looking into this chapter. It just felt so empowering and sexy. And Not super flattering, but like she could handle it, but not flattering
Totally.
for but
I think that's one of the reasons why, because as we've said, not a lot of her, there's not a lot of about her that's survived, but this iconic imagery of her
Mhm.
is just, I think that speaks to the importance of it, because I will say that this book, this chapter, is probably when, if I didn't already know that I was gay, it definitely started me down the path, because I didn't look at her and say, damn. I
Mhm.
looked at her and was like, I want to be her, you
Nice.
know? And I realized, oh, that's probably not common.
You think a lot of people were looking at her
for
and
Well, for
and
boys, for for you know what I mean, young boys to look at her and
I
feel
think there
that
was a
way,
lot
you
of
know.
private practicing of this chapter and
I think
private
so.
journal when this came out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kind of run through this a little bit here, and if you guys have any thoughts, go ahead and stop me. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of read through a little bit of this, you know. And I know that we kind of go through this quite often with her, but it bears repeating because she is so unique at this. But she starts off very strongly. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hmm.
Right?
I know. She's a very positive person.
And this is, I think, where, you know what, I'm just going to get into it. I think I did it again. I made you believe we're more than just friends, oh baby. It might seem like a crush, but it doesn't mean that I'm serious. Because to lose all my senses, that's just so typically me, oh baby, baby.
Mhm.
I'm just
You
going to
know,
start right off. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I sorry. I was just gonna say she seems very in this first verse here. She seems very like, "Hey, I'm fallible." Like, first of all, she doesn't say I. She's not sure though. She's like, I think I might have done it again.
Right.
But then she also says, like, this is typical me. Like, I'm admitting I'm guilty. I can be at fault sometimes. My bad. I lost my senses.
What do you
So
think she did again?
I assume it has something to do, based off her first book. I assume it has something to do with love, with falling for someone or someone falling for her leading someone on, something along those lines.
Well, it's also, I think, speaks to her, like you said, her humanity, because I think we've all been in that position where you fucked up and you made someone think that you're more than what you are, you know?
Gave someone the wrong impression.
Do you
Wrong
think she
impression.
led
So,
someone?
like for example, if you went to like a picnic party and everyone there's having a great time, but you're like off to the side, not really talking to anybody,
Yeah.
like it's not necessarily like you're an asshole. It's just you just don't really want to join in that conversation. Like, yeah, right? Like when
You
you're
feel
giving
like it's
them,
misleading even though you're just
yeah, like you're
observing.
not a bad guy. You don't hate anybody. You're not like this like f everybody type person. You're just not into it that day, right?
I'm not sure. If I was at a party and there was a guy off in the corner, and like, say hypothetically, I went up to him and
Mm-hmm.
now, for example, I hate motorcycles, obviously, because I lost the love of my life to one. But if
Yeah.
I saw him on one, or if I saw him ride up on one,
Uh,
and I went up to him and I was like, oh, hey, nice motorcycle. What kind is it? And if he just kind of gruffly was kind of rude to me or kind of short with me, yeah, fuck him, you know?
I mean, but someone else might construe that as like mysterious and like tough and sexy. Like if he's just like, yeah, I don't know, whatever, and just like walked off. They're like, oh, that's pretty. That guy's pretty cool. Just saying. Some people might think that. I don't know.
I mean, some people might.
Mystery
Yeah,
is
whatever.
fun sometimes.
Yeah.
But how does a mysterious person then get any if they're constantly pushing people away? It just feels like that is the type of person that's just going to kind of end up, I don't know, alone, drinking
Well,
wine
Well,
out of a box.
I mean, let's not judge anybody that drinks wine out of a box. That seems like a very, very resourceful way to go about drinking wine. Um, but from what I've read as a historian in the history of the past, um, it's been known that many people got laid by being an asshole and putting other people down. It was actually called. There was a phrase called negging,
Uh huh.
and supposedly it worked more
Negging.
often. Yeah, negging. You haven't heard of this?
No.
It's when
Negging.
yes, it's when you're like are very negative to someone, you keep putting them down and putting
Oh,
them down, and they have this need to feel like they have to prove something to you because they think you like think they're like trash, and they're a bad person. And
so hard to get, basically.
I think it works on more people with like low self esteem. Like for instance, it would
Mm.
work like on me.
Mm.
Like if
Yeah.
someone came at me and be like, "Oh, you're so ugly," "Oh my gosh," or "You're not good enough for me," I'd be like, "What?" I mean, I don't like you, but yes, I am, and I'll prove it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
With
whatever.
the
John
end
Wayne.
goal being getting
To
together.
sleep with, yeah,
Mhm.
Right.
to make the sex.
Right. John Wayne, really quick, you have something in your teeth.
Does he?
That's just a cat treat, I think.
How did you see that?
I that's just an example of negging.
Oh, well done.
That's an example of negging.
We didn't even start role playing yet.
Yeah, right.
Oh shoot, man, I missed my opportunity there, didn't I?
No, you
Mhm.
didn't, because actually editing is a thing.
Oh.
Speaking of editing, I'm gonna go pee.
She didn't go
Okay.
potty.
Okay. And then wait, so Bessie, did you have what about you? What are you thinking about?
Oh, I had a revelation.
Okay.
So she says, "You think I'm in love, but I'm sent from above. And I'm not that innocent." Right? That's one of the stanzas.
Whoa, you're skipping ahead.
Are we going stanza to stanza?
I'm
Well,
just
no,
kidding.
we're just kind of talking. No,
I'm
so
just kidding.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! All right. So what I'm saying is the most prominent, one of the most the lines that really stick out to me is, "You think I'm in love, but I'm sent from above, and I'm not that innocent." I think maybe because she's the most loving person at that time in the world, who still looks
mhm.
so loving today, she was maybe being followed by a couple disciples in her past who fell in love with her. She's like, "Whoa, whoa, yo, sorry, I didn't mean to play the game. I was sent from above to love everybody, and now you are misconstruing things, and you think that I'm in love with you. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I can't sleep with you."
Mhm.
It's
Mm.
kind of, she is a very popular messiah, and people want to follow her and possibly marry her and possibly have like a holy child with her. But she's like, "No, I have other plans. I'm grateful, but you're misunderstanding my intentions behind everything." And I think that happens a lot for very nice very nice people. Like they'll come into a room and they're the ones talking the most at the party, and they're engaging with everybody, and maybe one person will misunderstand their charm and their friendliness as flirting,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
then they will get hurt in the long run because they'll be like, "Oh, she totally digs me. I'm gonna go talk to her,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna ask her out." But then you find out, "Oh, no, 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 buddy. You know, I, I have a boyfriend, and I just thought you were a kind person, and I was just trying to get to know you. Sue me."
Yeah. That must happen. I feel like that happens a lot with females
Yeah,
where
Very
I was
often.
thinking the same thing.
guys, you know,
Hmm?
I will say that it definitely does also happen as someone who mostly sleeps or has relationships with men.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely has happened with straight men or men who mostly sleep with women where if I make any type of overture or try
Oh.
to be friendly, you know,
Whoa, man,
that
I am not gay, bro.
and it's like you think I'm trying to like be with you what just because my you know what I mean just
Yeah.
because I'm like trying to talk to you or trying to make conversation or I'm just trying to like speak about life and
Oh,
people will
yeah.
sometimes
That's the other side of the coin that I was talking about. That's someone who is friendly, is taken like the other person's like, no, 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 man, get out of
Totally.
gay. Whereas
Oh, right.
sometimes
I
for
see what you
women,
mean.
it's like that guy's like, ooh, she's totally into me because she asked me how many siblings I had.
Right. Well, I guess it's just one more thing we have in common, you know? This next section, I think Brittany goes into that spiral that some of us go into where we feel guilty like it's our fault, you know? Because she's saying it's her problem and I'm dreaming away, wishing for heroes, assuming they exist, Can't you see I'm a fool? You're not a fool, Brittany, okay? But to lose all my senses, that's just so typically me, oh baby. No, it's not your, okay. To everyone out there listening, if someone comes on to you and you feel confused, it's never your fault that someone is confused. Wait, what am I saying?
I don't know.
To everybody, well, I'm trying to say that if there's people out there who think that if a relationship goes bad because there was a misunderstanding and you tried to be honest, it's not your fault. You know what I mean? Now, you don't want to genuinely lead someone on where your intention is to lead them on because you like attention, because that's obviously problematic. But
And
if it was,
narcissistic.
yeah, but if it was completely innocent, you have nothing to apologize for, you know?
You can just give a general, I'm sorry, there was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Well, she's upset because she thinks it's her fault because she's as most people are. She's a good person, and she just expects everyone to be. I don't know. She's expecting all these people to be good people.
Heroes, like she says. She's
Yeah,
wishing that they were heroes.
yeah, heroes, like good people. Like obviously, the type of person that wouldn't laugh when you fall down on accident. You know, maybe you should check on the person first before you're like, ha ha ha. Just saying, not
Like,
personal or nothing,
oh, so
but
it doesn't relate to you at all
no,
in any recent. Okay, just wondering.
no, it's just
Okay.
not recently, but it's definitely one of my
Something
things
that
that
has
if
scarred you.
yeah, it's definitely one of those things that if someone does that early in a relationship, you're done.
Red
You're
flag.
done. Yeah.
Hmm. It's a
If you
deal
laugh
breaker.
it, if I fall down some stairs and you laugh at me before you come to help me, mm-mm,
Mm-mm. That's a
mm-mm.
deal breaker.
It's like the door lock test. You know
What's the
that
door
test,
lock
right?
test? Yeah. What's that?
Like,
I've never heard of that.
so you know how like back in the day, in the old times, they would pick people up for a date. Like usually a gentleman would pick up the lady. This is old terms, old
Mm-hmm.
times. And when the gentleman picked her up, it was courteous for him to open her door.
Mm.
And she would sit in the passenger seat. He would close the door for her, and he'd
Okay.
go around to the other side. Now, here's what's effed up. Now, so like if they had just went on a date and the car was locked when he came out, he unlocks the door for her, opens her door, gets her in the car. Now, his door's still locked. In the old times, they didn't have like those special lock things that just pops when you get close to it. So
Sure.
he'd have to walk around, unlock his own door, and then get inside. Now, if the girl didn't unlock his door by the time he got back around, alarm, alarm, red flag.
Yeah.
I've
So I
never
think
heard of this test.
you would fail. Is what you're saying?
I've just never heard of it.
Oh, oh yeah. It was popularized. There was a movie back in the day. It popularized it a little bit more.
What test was? Which movie was this test popularized in?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Okay, it was like the main big actor in it was like Chaz Palm something.
What?
Harry Palms?
I have to look. I have to read into my books, and I think it was a Bronx Tale.
Okay.
It was a
That sounds
great
very old.
Chaz Palmieri. Yeah, I told you it was an old timey movie.
Mm-hmm.
Robert De Niro, Chaz Palmieri has a scene in it about the door unlocking. Like he takes the younger boy aside, and he's like, "Hey, this is what's gonna go down. If you want to find a winner, this is what she's gonna got to do." Type thing.
she's got to be just as courteous as the man is for opening her
Yeah.
door. That's what the test
Like
is
you want to
about.
find a keeper. A keeper will unlock your door after you unlock hers. Like she don't do it, get rid of her.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Well, it sounds wise.
Sorry,
And
it was a long rant, but I think that's Brittany saying like, oh, it's my bad for expecting more out of you. I mean, like you like you said though, like no, you're right. You should expect people to be good people, right?
yeah. Well, I wonder if that's exactly what she means, because even then she continues on though. Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart. I got lost in the game of this. Oops, because you think I'm in love. You think that I'm sent from above, but I'm not that innocent. Which is she basically admitting that she plays games with people?
I think she's admitting that she'll sometimes recognize when someone has an affection for her that she can't match, but she won't say
Yeah,
anything
Okay.
because she's just
yeah.
doing her work. And she's like, okay, well, they'll figure this out. I hope they won't put me in a corner to where I will actually have to friend zone them. I'm just doing my
Right.
job.
Right.
But there is some guilt behind what she's saying. She's like, I did again.
Yeah.
I didn't mislead you because I wasn't trying to play a game. But this is what happened. And now I have to friend zone you. And it's awkward for everyone. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. Which actually, ironically, the next part of this, kind of just goes strong. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like she heard you saying that, Bessie, and she's like, yes,
Mm.
12 times, yes.
Mm.
You know.
That's nice to hear. I'm still being listened to.
Well, and this next part here, it always cracks me up because it's not quite clear. I think is happening, what people guess, is that inside of this chapter, Brittany's doing a little role play. Okay, so they say all aboard, and then
All aboard.
someone's talking to Brittany, and they say, Brittany, before you go, there's something I want you to have. And then they say that Brittany then says, oh, it's beautiful. But wait, isn't this? Yes, it is. But I thought the old lady dropped it into the ocean at the end, which people are a little unsure about what that means. But then this person says, well, baby, I went down and got it for you. And then she says, oh, you shouldn't have, you
Mm.
know? And then she says, oops, I did it again. I got lost in the game. You think I'm sent from above, but I'm not that innocent. So I don't know. I wonder if she really is at this stage being like, what you got for me, boy? And he's like, look, I did
But do you
this
think she
thing
asked for
that
this?
is really hard. Do I think what?
You think she asked for this then? You think she wanted to actually play a game where she got something out of it and then was like, okay, I'm going to say goodbye now because I have this gift from the ocean.
I guess, what would you do if
I mean, I think like I like when she keeps saying the game, I think she's like, I got lost in this game, and I think she's referring to it like I got in this game of life, because obviously she's this all knowing being from above, and but she obviously liked to come down and play on Earth, and she got lost in it too. She got lost in being like one of us,
yeah,
and just doing her thing that she does and spreading the love and all this jazz. And she got lost, and she got lost in life doing maybe trivial things that were beyond her. And then by doing so, like maybe going to a club and just raging. And then by doing
right,
that, all these people were like, "Oh my God, I love her. She is yes, Brittany,"
right,
And she's like, "Oh my bad. I'm so sorry. I got lost doing my thing. I should be better than that. Just like I expect better of you people, I expect you guys to be heroes and to be these good people, to not take advantage of other people or laugh at them
right.
when they fall down, you know?
What's the context of this falling down
It
thing?
doesn't matter. I'm just saying it's not personal. It's just something that's happened. It doesn't matter.
If you take yourself out of the situation and
Mm-hmm.
flip it, and you're walking down and someone else trips and falls, would you laugh?
No, I would go help them up, make sure they're okay, and then we could laugh about it together if they're okay. That's
But
the right way to do things.
that didn't happen.
No,
Hypothetically.
no. Majority of people in my book of life, majority of people will fucking laugh at that person that fell and hurt themselves. They don't know what happened. That guy could have a concussion. They could have a broken ankle. They could have a shattered hip. You don't know. But majority of people will laugh first because it looks funny. Like, oh, that dude just ate ass. Let's take this moment to laugh at him. But no, that's not the kind thing to do, man. Just
Well,
saying.
see, now I'm wondering because through the video chat, I assume that was a diaper that you were wearing, but I'm wondering now if it's a cast.
I don't.
Have you recently?
Is it a touchy subject? I apologize if
It's
that's,
fine. It's fine. No, it's not touching. Look, okay. I
unless
fell
it is a
down.
diaper.
I fell down, and my girlfriend laughed and didn't help me. That's all.
Oh,
End of
so that's
story.
why she moved out.
Could
Did
be
you
part
kick
of
her
it.
out?
I asked her kindly that we should live separately at the moment.
Now, did you tell her that, or did you have to leave a note somewhere that she could find it?
Of course, I
Because-
left a note, Aaron. I'm not going to say it directly to her. That's weird.
Okay. No, totally. That's why I was wondering. It just seems really aggressive to confront someone about that.
Yeah, I hate confrontation. So, of course, yes, I would leave a note. And she obviously read it.
She's
Did you guys,
what?
How-
Here's the funny thing. What if she never read the note? She just left it without.
I don't know. It's still in the same spot I left it, so that's possible.
Right. You sound like you're handling that well.
Yeah, whatever.
So, John Wayne, thoughts on this, our first chapter back for the new season? Oops, I did it again.
I just want to make it very clear. I'm not an asshole. I just have trouble with small talk.
Clear, crystal
Yeah.
clear.
And it's not nice to laugh at someone without helping them first.
I think that's a good takeaway.
Yeah.
I think you should actually end every episode with that reminder.
Yeah.
And just like Britney, but it's because like Britney, I feel like I'm becoming more like her every day. I just expect more out of people.
Okay.
And
Right.
that's not my fault. Like she takes it on her. She takes it on herself like it's her fault. Now, could because she created us, you know? I would feel guilty too if I created a small child and that child laughed at someone that fell down before helping them up. Yes, I would be disappointed in myself because you know what? This is my fault. I raised this stupid kid to do this. So I get it. I love you, Brittany. I hope to be more like you every day.
Oh, it seems like your faith has really grown stronger
You know,
Yeah.
over the summer.
it has. I think it has, and I think it's, the more time you spend alone, you just kind of, I don't know.
The more you've thought about Britney, how much has your time practicing your faith privately increased?
Oh, it's weird. The more I think about Brittany, the more I think about, privately, but I don't know. Sometimes it's like too eerie, if that makes sense.
Totally.
So I usually, because basically I have the library to myself at the moment, so it's like I don't really have to. Everything's private already.
Sure.
Right.
So,
Except for the ghosts.
but yes, so that's my takeaway.
I'm just excited that we get to do this again and start this new book and these new chapters and start a whole nother set of stories for everybody because, You know, if you're not getting something from this, then what are you just doing with your life? You know, there's so many lessons to be taking from these words, you know?
I'm glad to be back.
I am glad to have you guys back. It's great to see your guys' faces. And yeah. So everybody, yeah, stay tuned. Follow us. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google, Spotify, wherever you like to listen. Definitely find new episodes. Stay informed. whatwouldbritneydo.com. And as always, you can find us on Instagram, www.britneydo. And yeah, leave a comment, rate, review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, thank you guys. So yeah, bye, Bessie Jo.
Bye.
Bye, John.
Bye.